Yo, Darrell!
Working his way in. There he is.
Darrell Hammond, how are you, sir?
Sir.
Fuzzy Dunlap at your pleasure.
How are you?
Take a
Fuzzy
seat.
Dunlap today. It's from The Wire. That was, remember, Herc, he had a he kept saying he had a confidential informant. Yeah, Fuzzy Dunlap is his name.
Oh, right.
Fuzzy Dunlap.
Yeah, I got this from Fuzzy Dunlap.
You know, Steve Earle is in today. He's doing another interview.
Oh, no kidding.
And I never knew he was a singer. He played Bubs the sponsor on The Wire.
I know.
Oh, I never knew he was a fucking singer.
right, that guy.
I knew he was a singer.
I knew.
I didn't know he was such a great actor.
He usually goes over to the Beacon Theater and
That's
play
so
with the Allman Brothers who are in town.
Give the man some
I knew he was
headphone
like a
volume.
genius artist, but I
Yeah,
didn't
that's
know
all right.
For the love of God.
Yeah. Here we go. We're on.
There it is.
Yeah,
We're working.
Yes.
Yeah. What's going on in Darrell Hammond's life?
Well, there's
these
this
days?
dude, D.A. Pennebaker, you know? He's like a documentary maker.
Yeah.
Making a little documentary of me.
What
Should be on
is?
stage this weekend at Caroline's playing Fuzzy Dunlap.
I love Caroline's.
Yeah.
Place is great.
It is great. It's
It
like
is.
the best club on the planet.
They just fucking and
Isn't
they
it like consistently rated #1 in the country or something
gotta
like that?
be.
Yeah, I would think so.
It's at the crossroads of the world, you know.
Yeah.
It's a little dramatic, the intro.
50th and Broadway. look, it's a nice room, all right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do they still do that whole thing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
At
they
the
do.
crossroads of the world.
It's a little much. The divine spark mentioned in the Bible. It's a great club.
Here's on Leviticus.
Yeah, they just hooked me up. That's why I say it's a great
Yeah.
place.
What's the documentary going to be about, though?
About that book I wrote. And
Yeah.
Oh, right on.
stuff like that.
I wasn't here for the big book interview.
No,
and
you
I
were
read
out that
your
day.
book and I loved it.
Thank you.
I might know a thing or two about some
Some of it?
crazies.
Wait, you weren't here that day?
No, man, I was
Isn't
excited.
that weird? He wasn't even here.
I read the whole book because, you know, I probably could relate to a few of those things.
The mother
things.
stuff.
I had a
Yeah.
mother thing, too.
Have you taken a couple of wrong roads, my friend?
Is that what it was? A couple of wrong roads?
Been to one party too many? Yeah.
The only question I have about the book, even though it's, why weren't there more stories about your mom in the book? You kind of like hinted toward.
Because I got hit by a car. I was in a car accident, and HarperCollins wanted to finish the book, and there were like 100 pages of notes.
Is that really?
Is that really it?
That's absolutely it. They were like, no, we have a deadline. We want to be for the Christmas holidays. I'm like, I'm laid up. I got hit head on by a car in Long Island. I mean, I was a passenger in a car.
Right.
Yeah.
A car coming toward us hit us head on at about 65, I think the newspaper said.
Holy shit.
So I wasn't able to finish it, so they just wrapped it up.
You,
my
you guys
God.
never got this out?
Damn.
Yeah.
Because the book still is really good.
Thank you.
But I got kind of mad. I'm like, I know he's got a few.
Tons of dialogue about my mom.
Okay, right.
Tons of stuff about her.
But then
yeah.
I'm thinking you were holding it back for a second book,
No.
going, if the first one goes good, I'm going to
No.
give you some shit.
No, I know.
Some
I
good
had
shit
it.
for the second.
No, it was all scribbled down on a piece on.
What kind of notes did
Damn.
they give you? Because my book was different, so it wasn't like as biographical as yours. What were they saying? Like, fix this story or don't tell this one or?
Well, first of all, I wrote probably, I don't know how the book is 250 pages or something. I wrote probably 800. They brought in this young lady, a young writer, a beautiful writer named Liz Stein, and she like turned it into a book. You know,
Wow.
280 pages.
Yeah, they have to edit certain stories and, and a consistency and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But
So why don't we just say you were on SNL? Okay, now we'll
let's
move
do
on
that.
to. Wait a minute. Hold
Yeah.
the phone.
Yeah.
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 Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I just would hand the stuff in, and then I was in the accident, and I wasn't really able to do anything for a couple of months. So then
You were really that laid up, huh?
What were your injuries?
most bruised internal organs, cracked ribs, dislocated stuff, hernia disc.
Wow. Damn.
They,
Wait,
they cut you out of the car?
No, they didn't cut me out of the car. I let myself out of the car.
you did.
Yes, I did, because I thought it was going to explode.
Oh, well, yeah, you don't want to be part of that.
Yeah, I thought that. I was like, well, in the movies, the car always explodes.
That's true.
I kind of think that could happen.
You don't want that.
So I know I did manage to get out, yeah.
Man.
And it's so interesting because it hurt then, and I remember lying on the pavement going, I guess you could die from that,
Wow.
from
Yeah.
hurting this bad. That wasn't half of what it became in 2 weeks when
Holy shit.
my organs started to swell. You know, like all my organs started getting large, and it looked like I had a rope underneath my skin. Wow! Yeah.
Holy
It
jeez!
takes 2 weeks for that to happen.
I would say 2 weeks to a month before I really.
Oh wow!
I mean, I was on Oxycontin. I might have the time off a little bit.
It was an hour.
I mean, the guy's like, I'm going to give you oxycodone. I'm like, really?
All right, nice.
Really?
An excuse.
Yeah. I mean, that's the terrible thing about having that much pain, though. It just kind of takes it away. You don't get high.
It just does what it's supposed to do. It just
makes it so that you can go to the bathroom a little bit.
So what you guys were stopped at a stoplight, and the car was coming down the other lane?
No, we were actually turning. We were in a lane turning left, and the car was coming towards us, and the person driving me turned into the oncoming car.
Holy shit.
Oh, and that's you're like hello to your side right there.
Yeah, and I got hit. It hit the right corner. Yeah, that was beautiful.
Did you have a belt on?
I had a seatbelt on, but it was the airbag that saved me, but also caused the injuries, but it kept me alive.
But without that airbag, you were dead.
Splattered.
Oh, wow.
Splattered all over the pavement, the windshield,
It's fucking horrifying. And you remember it? Like, did you see? I almost had an accident once, and it's weird how it unfolded in slow motion. Did you see it, or just all of a sudden you felt it?
I was reading my script, because I was in a play on Long Island. I was going to the show, and the driver screamed, "Oh my God!" like that, and I was like, "Really? What?"
Wow!
And then it was glass and steel. Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
Do you hang out with that?
I also said, "Oh my God!"
Really?
You know, you think you're gonna say something really cool, like at death's door. You're gonna have something to say, like "Damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead." You don't.
Oh my God!
Oh my God! Yeah.
Do you hang out with that person anymore?
I do.
Okay.
You weren't mad?
Huh?
You weren't mad at them?
I was for a long time.
Oh, okay.
I would assume
It was a mistake.
Big fucking mistake.
Wow.
Big mistake.
That's a big mistake.
I mean, yeah.
So now they're going to make the book into a documentary, kind of.
Kind of like that, yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah, I mean, I got discovered, or so to speak, at Caroline, so I guess that's the angle.
Is it just your stand-up, or are they talking to you off stage and just kind of intersplicing?
They'll film stand-up and off stage, and then there's a couple of guys in the book. Eddie the cop that was so prominent in the second half of the book is coming, and it's going to be pretty cool.
Are you doing there's always a paperback edition. Has that come out yet?
I had a paperback, but Hurricane Sandy came and all 12 interviews got canceled. And it's really hard to get Charlie Rose back.
Wow.
You really...
Charlie Rose.
Like, I was supposed to make my money on the paperback. Yeah. I didn't make nothing on the hard copy, but I had a nice deal that if it ever made it to paperback, I'd make a couple of bucks. Hurricane Sandy came, all 12 interviews canceled.
Oh my gosh!
Someone didn't want this book out.
Well, look what was the original title? If there's a God up there, I'm fucked?
Yeah.
No, God, if you're not up there, I'm fucked. But it's interesting to me because I was raising money for special needs kids in Monroe, Louisiana, which, I mean, they paid me a nominal fee, and don't get me wrong, but I was doing that. So they said, maybe he should do a book signing. Now, remember, God and funk in the same title is blasphemes one of the commandments. We're in the Bible Belt. I signed no copies of my book in 4 hours. I signed almost 50 copies of 50 Shades of Grey.
Wait.
Absolutely a true story.
You were sitting in this book signing.
No one wanted to sign no one wanted my smut on their coffee table.
No one showed up for the signing?
They were there, but they were there for 50 Shades of Grey. They didn't want my book. And they wanted me to sign 50 Shades of Grey.
Which is really strange.
Sitting there when no one... I've had a few slow signings, too.
Where you start talking to the person.
You sign a long autograph. Hey, Frank, thanks for coming. You really make it detailed.
Yeah, I remember a few of those.
It's looking at me. We've had a few of those.
It was kind of silly.
Humiliating.
And I had tried to say, it's in the United States, in a Judeo-Christian society, you can make fun of a member of the flock, but not the flock. And to the flock, the Ten Commandments is the flock.
Yeah.
And you can't do that. And so that was blasphemed on the cover. I mean, I couldn't get into Target with my book. I couldn't get into the airports. I couldn't get into Walmart, which is kind of if you're selling a hardcover.
Did anybody tell you, like, hey, maybe you should...
No.
No one told me. Change the title.
Because you would have changed the title.
Of course. I didn't want that stupid title.
Oh, my God.
So it hurts you, and it wasn't even something you needed.
I could care less about that damn title. I was in jail in the Caribbean, and I couldn't think of nothing. I wanted to pray. I was so scared. I was like, maybe praying, maybe that sort of stuff works. And I was like, maybe there's a God, and I'm hoping there's a God. And
that Caribbean story was frightening.
You know, and I was like, I guess if there's not a God, I'm in a lot of trouble. In a manner of speaking, I'm fucked.
Hey, that's a good title.
And then I put that in the transcript, like, there's your title. I'm like, really? Because I know in stand-up, if you offend Moses or any of the leaders of the movement, that your show's over. That just doesn't pertain to books.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Whatever.
Who came up with the title? Was someone in the company?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, it was weird. The stuff that they should have known better, especially if they wanted to get you in the airports and all these other places.
Well, they didn't want to. I think they wanted to sell it online. It became a bestseller online.
Did it really?
Yeah, it did. But that's because of Dr. Phil, actually.
Oh, you did do something with Dr. Phil, right?
Yeah, I mean, he plugged it so hard it became a bestseller. Yeah, because I owe it. I mean, it would not have been anything without him.
See, I always disliked Dr. Phil, but I guess if he takes care of you and if he did the right thing by you.
Yeah, I don't know him that well. I think he's very colorful and interesting, but I mean, he liked the book and he had me on, and all of a sudden,
that's all it takes.
Not that I made any money.
Did they say to you too much mother stuff? Like, was that one of the notes they gave you? Like,
no, they wanted more mothers. That's the reason. And the reason for the book was my mom.
Okay,
that was the interesting thing, and also Saturday Night Live. So
yeah.
It's just they had a deadline, and thankfully I have this brilliant young writer named Liz Steiner. It's like, I can imitate your writing, and she did. She finished it. Yeah.
Wow.
So you had a stroke of bad luck and good luck. The fact that what's finished was lucky because you could have been killed, but the bad luck was the timing at the end and the fucking paperback.
That stuff happens, right?
It does. It stinks though. Fucking the paperback is worse. So, the fact that you didn't.
Hurricane Sandy. Yeah.
So it was released, but no one knew it was out, right?
Right.
Couldn't you do a second push a few weeks later? I mean, I know it's not the same, but
you can't get Charlie Rose again.
Oh,
I mean, really? Aaron Burnett? No. CNN? No.
Yeah.
No, I mean, no. They're already booked.
Too late.
Forever.
They've moved on. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know that Barnes and Noble had I was very happy they put me in noteworthy nonfiction, but nobody paid any attention to it.
Was it the same title?
No, we renamed it. God, if you're not up there, ... Which for the people are like, what the hell is that? I mean, no, what the hell is that?
Yeah, that is a little vague.
Yeah.
Did you add any material to it?
Huh?
Was there any new material in the paperback?
No, they didn't want any. They were like, please, really? Work? You got to be out of your mind.
Oh, my God. Because there was some stories that needed to be
Because
told.
that's a selling point for a paperback is when there's a little additional material.
There was 100 pages of handwritten notes, but stuff that will make it into, I mean, if it's ever, like, I've been to meetings, you probably go to meetings where they talk about adapting it for other media, right?
Yeah.
You go to those, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Wink, wink. Yeah, sure, pal. Yeah.
So now, you could always put that in a documentary, though. I mean, you're doing a documentary. That would be an interesting. The documentary wouldn't be just telling the exact same stories in the book. You'll have some extra stories, which would make it interesting.
Tell the chair story. I mean, how this great doctor had me use these two chairs to find out what was inside my head. And why I was cutting myself. Yeah.
That's an interesting.
Yeah, it should have been in the book, but it ain't.
Did it work? Was it accurate?
Well, why was I doing something and I didn't really know why I was doing it, and why was I doing it for years? I didn't know why I had these things locked up in my head, and he used these two chairs. Good angel, bad angel. He had me play my mom.
Oh, man.
You would sit in one chair and be your mom and the other chair be yourself?
Yes.
And would you move back and forth? Or
Yes.
And
you move from chair to chair, yeah.
Did it feel silly at first and then all of a sudden resonate?
It broke, like, within 30 seconds, it broke. Yeah.
It worked.
Like, he goes, sit in the chair and now say this. Mom, I have a lot of problems. You never answer for this. Now go over here and play your mom. Answer for what? Answer for the fact that, look, I don't know anything about that blood.
Oh, shit.
You're like, what? And then you're like, you know everything about it. You were there. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the guy's like a genius.
That is like, just to conjure up the image of that actually happening is frightening.
Yeah, but I mean, great doctors can do stuff like that. You know, the thing about these great trauma doctors is that they can get up in your head and not make it worse. You know, like find out what's going on in there. Why do you keep doing this stuff?
Yeah.
You know, and not hurt you, actually injure you.
Like they unlock the door and let it seep out without letting it fucking just wreck the rest of what's in there.
Absolutely, like lancing a wound or something like that. But there are not that many of them. I mean, trauma therapy is still sort of in its infancy, but there are a couple. I mean, this guy had me. I was locked up upstate for 3 months. I mean, he didn't like do it the first day.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
How do you know when something like that's happening though that you're not? And I mean, maybe it makes. How do you know that you're not creating something in that moment, as opposed to bringing back something that really happens? Like, what in your mind tells you, no, this is actually genuine?
I think when snot starts coming out of your nose and you start bawling and sputtering and yeah.
Is it like, oh my God, I forgot? Like, do you have things where you're like, I can't believe I forgot that?
Yes, absolutely. Because I had the world's best mom. That's what they called her. World's best mom. Sang in the choir, quoted verses, a counselor, a spiritual advisor to the community. And then when people's backs were turned, she was doing crimes against nature.
Jesus.
But that's what predators do. I mean, they create a front. You know, like, oh, look at that. I mean, like all the great predators had a great front. And it's usually church or civic groups or national pride or something like that.
What was her motivation for being so, I guess, cruel?
She was abused too.
Okay.
Hideously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
She told you?
Some people are able to like turn that around, aren't they? Like make it like, okay, I was abused, so I will never abuse.
Well, you know, it's a difference in degree. Difference in degree, but in essence, it's the same thing. I mean, you can push a person into, you know, like me, I become a cutter and a drinker, and I'm a ne'er-do-well. And then someone gets pushed farther than I got pushed, you know, they become like a bona fide sociopath.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Do you ever think you had the potential of going over the line?
I think we all do.
And just becoming a serial killer that bad?
We could all, I believe, if you give us, don't you think?
Oh, of course.
You give us the right circumstances, we could all be something that we'd be ashamed of.
Listening to Darrell's voice right now.
This show.
I'd like to be something I'm not. But just listening to you, it's like, and with your, Darrell's wearing sunglasses and very relaxed and calm. And it's like, I could picture this as a prison interview by somebody who had done horrific things. Like, it's the same, like, you know, well, this is what happens. And
Just all calm, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know, my dad he was a soldier, and he, you know, being all that stuff people can see in combat, he had post-traumatic stress. That ain't the same thing as what my mom was. You know what I'm saying? And near the end of his life, he was all confused. He had cancer, and I brought this cop down from New York, this great dude, this great cop I knew, still a pal of mine. And he had to sit down with my dad in the last month of his life and explain to him, because my dad was confused. First of all, he's on fentanyl, which is stronger than morphine. He's got a month or two to live. He's confused and being eaten up by cancer. So I brought this pal down there, and I remember they were out in the yard, and my father goes, I wonder if I can have me a drink. You know, he's got a month to live. My friend's like, have a drink, Max. Have a drink, friend. Let me make you a drink. So they make him a drink. I watched them out in the yard, and they're having martinis, and, you know, this guy's gesturing like, and I opened the door once, and I heard him say, because, Max, they made furniture out of people.
Holy shit.
They made chairs. Because it's not like a Korean guy fighting for his country or a French guy fighting for his country or anyone fight. These guys made chairs out of people, Max. They had to go. You understand? God loves you for doing that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, he's probably feeling some guilt over some stuff in WWE.
Well,
right?
I think it's, you know, probably didn't take every prisoner that he might have. I mean, really, after you see, like, what these guys do, like, maybe you get war, you're like, maybe I don't want to take
And then I guess when you start getting to that point in life where you're
gonna die.
seeing the end of the road there, you start thinking, uh-oh.
Was I right to do
maybe.
that? Shouldn't I have put that guy on trial instead of shooting him, you know? Yeah.
Right.
But they were, Yeah, it's really sad, but they were bad guys. They had to go.
They had to go.
Sorry.
They made furniture out of these
Yeah,
people.
Max, they made furniture out of people.
That's a
You
fucked up thing to
understand?
hear when you fling the door open.
Yeah, he's out there
Jesus.
going, he's like, there's a lot of types of cruelty in this world, Max. I mean, you understand? I mean, like, unintentional cruelty. You say something to your daughter, your son, you go back and you apologize, you make it better. But then there's the kind of cruelty on purpose and for fun, Max. You understand? On purpose and for fun. You understand? Intentional. You know what I'm saying? These guys made chairs. They made linen out of people and kids. You understand? You know, like that.
Wow, man.
Kill these son of a bitches.
Straight shooter.
That's all. Shoot them. That's all. You can't talk to these son of a bitches.
Did you have any resentment against your dad for not stepping in?
Yes. For a long time.
God, you're talking my fucking story.
And
We
you
gotta
know,
go get coffee, Darrell.
And then, you know, but
Because you wonder why. I gotta jump in. All this craziness is going on in the house, and you wonder why. Like, yo, pops, get off the couch and figure this shit out. You're the one with the normal brain here.
yeah.
What do you think that was about?
Because I know in my own life I have let my pain, my anger get in the way of doing what I knew to be right because I was too absorbed, too concerned with my own pain and my own rage.
Right.
And I regret it deeply. He did at the end of his life and was able to say so to me. And that was intense, man. And good and real good.
Right.
What did
Yeah.
he say to you?
I'm sorry. I guess I was just a soldier.
Wow.
Sometimes it's just easier.
I was like, yeah.
I know my dad.
I get it now. I get it. You know, they played taps at the funeral. I was very proud.
Wow, shit.
I know my dad didn't pipe up because it was easier. Because all hell would go toward him.
Yeah, it's not that easy, friend. I mean,
No, man. I'm one of 7 kids, so I'm sure my dad's thinking, well, fuck, if I act up here and try to do the right thing, I might be stuck raising the 7 kids alone here.
yeah,
They got their own shit they got to worry about.
yeah. Life happens on you, and sometimes you're not wired. I mean, I know I wasn't wired to do what I wanted to do in the world, and I had a lot to learn, and I still do.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now here's Al Sharpton.
You know, when I was a kid, I grew up in Brooklyn. I would come home from school, my mother would make blueberry pie.
I mean, you know, you got to pull out a voice once in a while. Right?
Just in
I,
case.
mean, I was about to write a hand out.
right.
I have actual nooses in my bag. I was like, anybody want to hang themselves? Because I brought nooses. Or I'll do it.
We've been making fun of that blueberry pie, and like, what were they thinking
love
to
that.
allow that on TV? He looks like a fucking clown.
I would sneak some of the pie. My mother said, you sneak pies. No, I didn't sneak pie. I would have blueberry all over my face.
Yeah, a weird little talent.
That's great. Was
Can I
it
ask-
rough to be funny? I mean, when you're so, I mean, on SNL and through your life doing stand up and stuff, with all that going on in your life, was it a way to cut it off and not think about it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. An escape. It was addictive too.
Yeah.
I think you know what that's like when you the first time you walk out in front of 200 people that you never met before and you make them laugh hard.
Yeah.
You're like, you can get hooked on that.
Yeah, it's like being a small Hitler. Like you're just controlling a room full of people.
Yeah.
I understand what being powerful is.
And they're like, I know you never met them before, and they're laughing at stuff that you thought of.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Can I ask an impression question?
Yeah.
Which was the hardest one that you had to learn? That you just couldn't get at first?
I think that, there was a big disagreement on how to play Bush when they wanted me to play Bush, and I didn't have the same opinion that other people did at the time of him, and I didn't think of him as unintelligent. I know there were verbal gaffes and he made mistakes, but I thought of him as a smart guy in an extraordinary circumstance, and he did make mistakes, but I mean, he's not a natural actor, that guy.
Right, no.
Some guys just are not good for that presidential stuff. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he's not a natural actor.
Right.
It's that presidential, that pomp and circumstance stuff, that's not easy.
Yeah. Clinton was good at it.
Reagan was.
Yeah, Reagan.
I don't think anyone has ever been better at the spoken word than Reagan or Clinton.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Martin Luther King. but he wasn't a politician. But in terms of politics, I mean, Clinton gave that last convention speech using easily verifiable facts and figures. Really heavy lifting. If you're, usually because when you're rallying the troops, it's like you have some slogan and prearranged thing, and there are drinks and people cheer. This guy walks out with easily verifiable facts and figures and rocked. I mean, that was like a whole new. To me, that was like, reminded me like the first time I saw Michael Jordan play basketball. I'm like, wait, that's the standard now. Now you got to do that if you want to compete. I mean, that's how good you got to be. And and Reagan was masterful. I mean, when Reagan said, "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall," he combined Sunday school teacher and F-16 fighter jet. really heavy lifting. I mean, he wasn't kidding. You look in that guy's eyes and see if he's kidding with you. Right. Gaddafi found out he was not.
Right. Yeah.
He's a serious dude. And part of being the president, I mean, I guess, is City Hall. You got to go out there and talk to the troops. Yep. You got to give them speeches. You got to talk about why we love this country and all that stuff. It's not easy. It's very, very, very hard. And I always felt like weird, like these guys trying to do this job, and you're out there banging on them.
Just making fun of them. Yeah.
Wow. Can you imagine looking at a presidential daily briefing in the morning? Really?
This is what I got to do today?
Really? Really? How many terrorist threats last night? 3,000? And what bank closed? And what country's going? Because to me, if my Easy Pass doesn't work, I'm at the jumping off place. You understand? I'm coming in from Jersey, and my Easy Pass doesn't work, and I'm just going to kick that car and go right into the river. So you got to give them credit. Some of that stuff's real hard.
So they wanted you to play it dumb, and you felt that you could caricature him without making him a complete moron.
I didn't want to play him like that at all. I wanted to play him, whatever he was, I wanted to discover it on my own, but Will Ferrell had made such a hit playing him that way. I knew he was something else, and I wanted to get into that.
Well, you met him. I mean, I know you performed for him, and did you get to talk to him at all?
A little bit. I got a little bit. I talked to Cheney more than him, but yeah.
How was he? In person? Yeah.
Funny, charming.
Presidents can do that, man. They're just amazing as far as being like charming. And,
he was good.
Bigger than life.
But I want to say, I don't believe he was acting. He was just like being this regular dude who, might do a towel snap in the locker room once in a while, kind of a guy. I mean, I did not think him unintelligent one bit.
Did you give him a baseball glove or something? So you told
I did. I gave him a glove, yeah.
For what was the purpose?
I wanted to play catch with him. I was like, so what? He loves baseball. What the hell? I know he loves baseball, and I know I love baseball. You're the president. I don't have any money or nothing to give you, but you and me like baseball. Here's a glove. So I had someone go down to the mall, and
that's awesome.
I actually went. I went down to the mall to the best sporting goods store in D.C. And I was like, I want the best Rawlings baseball mitt you have. I mean, the very finest. And I know a good mitt when I see one. And he gives me this beautiful fielder's glove. And so I go to back with the White House, and of course the Secret Service cluster like, what the hell are you doing? And I guess, sir, it's a glove. Please, take a look at it. So they looked at it, and they went, all right, you can give it to the president. You can offer him a glove. So I did. I was like, yo, man, I don't have nothing to give you, but I know you like baseball. So here's a glove, sir. And Mr. President, of course. And it was pretty cool.
And he enjoyed it and saw the...
There's a picture, I think, in a couple of different books of him holding the glove up. Yes, he enjoyed it.
Cool. Did you meet Senior at all?
I met him briefly at the Waldorf Astoria. Just briefly. For a couple of minutes, I got to speak with him. That was pretty cool.
Vic Henley tells a story about him, and he says that when you meet him, because, he has such a bad reputation as being a wimp and all this stuff. But I mean, remember that reputation he had as Reagan's VP?
I do, yeah.
But he was head of the CIA, and Vic said you feel like you're meeting a fighter pilot.
Well, yeah.
Wimp, really? Desert Storm, really?
Yeah.
No.
And World War II, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he was a fucking
pilot,
veteran and a pilot.
Yeah.
But that was the reputation he had as Reagan's VP.
Well, yeah, because, he talked like that, and he didn't, we're not going to do it, and all that. But there's, again, a guy that if you see him out of the presidential spotlight, you're going to see a different guy. A relaxed, serious dude. But when they prop you up and go, hold your head here, hold your hands here, say these words, wait, the camera's not on, the lights,
Yeah, if you're not an actor.
Yeah. And both of
awkward.
those, that was the thing I always liked about the father and the kid was like pretty, it's not, you're going to find out what they're thinking.
There's a picture of you and Bush. That's a great shot.
Yeah, see?
That's a great picture.
Man.
Yeah.
And obviously with Clinton,
Both
you have
holding
him.
the glove at the same time.
Would you like a picture like that, Jimmy?
Dude, he's met 3 presidents.
Four.
Obama?
Yeah.
Do you have pictures of all of them?
I don't, I do. I don't have any with Bush Sr.
No.
No.
What's Obama like?
Crisp, pleasant, spent 5 minutes talking to my daughter, but very businesslike.
Yeah.
Huh.
Was he looser? Bush seems like a funnier guy to me. Like he seems like more
absolutely.
of a regular. That's why he fucked up more. He seems like more of a funny dude.
When I performed for him in the troops, he came up to me afterwards and he like gave me like a bear hug, which was kind of cool.
Bush?
And he pats me on the belly and he goes, "Looks like he lost some tonnage." It made me laugh. I was like, you know what? That's pretty funny, actually. Not bad. Pretty funny.
Some tonnage.
Yeah.
Oh, there's you and Clinton.
Yeah.
Fucking Clinton.
During the lithium days, look at that lithium bloat.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at that.
I thought that was an SNL
that's
prosthetic.
Lithium.
Wow, damn.
Yeah.
Lithium bloats you? I didn't know that.
That's what they told me. Yeah.
Does it kill you hard-ons?
Huh?
Does it kill you hard-ons? And some of those medications fuck your dick up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, it does.
Wow.
A lot of them do. Yeah, I mean, when you're like seriously twisted as I was, and no one really knew what was wrong with me, right? So they're like, and plus you're like in the emergency room, like at some famous hospitals, like he's on TV and could jump off a building, and we don't really want it known that he was here, and let's treat him for all. And I was on lots of drugs that I didn't need to be on.
Were you, when you weren't performing, either on SNL or on stage, were you constantly just fucked up? Were you constantly like was it all encompassing? And
Yeah, for a while.
Really?
For a number of years, yeah.
is that exhausting?
Yeah, sure.
Jesus.
It wears you down. I never did it on the air over there because I'm not that stupid.
Right.
I'm not smart, but I'm not that stupid.
Oh, you managed to keep it off the air?
Oh, no, I never was high on the air.
Wow.
Never. Oh, good Lord. I mean, would you fly the space shuttle
Right.
wasted? You wouldn't. I mean, you're like, I got to tough this one out. I mean, I got a few hours to go. I'm going to be right back to the crack house.
Wow.
I only actually did the crack one time. Did you ever do it?
I did, yeah.
I was in Washington Square Park, and I met this dude, and he's like, you want to try the pipe? And I'm like, yeah, okay, why not? So we made this arrangement. I was actually looking for weed, and I was drinking beers, and we made this arrangement. He would buy the crack. We would smoke it. I would pay for it. He would protect me from anyone that wanted to hurt me.
Hey, there you go.
Cut to 131st at 7th, 4 o'clock in the morning, crack house, like a real crack house.
Wow.
With real crack addicts. And we're there, and I don't know how to smoke this stuff, and I'm doing it. And I don't know, have you ever done it?
No.
Scares
the shit out of me.
Take like your best orgasm, multiply it by 5, prolong it 12 hours, you can see the appeal. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand.
And that's not, it's even better than that. So I'm there, and I'm in this house, and only white guy there, the owner of the house. But the only reason I say that is because see how I dress? I don't dress kind of like a white undercover cop. I dress exactly like that. You know what I mean?
It's all black. I was wearing black sweatpants, a black jacket,
And a
black
Yankees
shirt.
hat, of
the
course.
glasses. I mean, that's undercover.
Yeah.
So the guy walks up to this guy who was protecting me and buying all the drugs, and he goes, "Yo, Seymour, man, I don't want to be no disrespectful to you or nothing like that, but you're wrong about this dude here. That dude is police." And he goes, and Seymour's like, "He ain't police. I seen that motherfucker on TV last night."
Oh, shit.
From across the room, this woman, topless woman, between puffs off a crack pipe, goes, "That's Clinton." I mean, really? Even in a crack house? I mean, really? You're that popular? I mean, is there anywhere I can't go where people don't love you?
Can't get away, man.
Who was the guest host that week? Do you remember?
I don't remember, and I don't even know if I was on the air that week.
Wow.
But
That's crazy.
yeah. Yeah.
Aren't you the record for being on the longest?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, by far.
Which is what, it was 10 years?
14.
14 years.
Wow.
You miss it?
I do, but I also know it was time to go.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
But sure.
When you go back for occasional...
I just did Dumb Pardo this weekend.
That was you.
Yeah, you knew it was somebody else.
Fuck. No, I read that. I read somebody said that was a fake Pardo.
Yeah.
And it's like, it was really close.
Oh, wasn't
it
Kevin
sounded
Hart telling
exactly
us?
like it. No, I read it somewhere.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And then, but I didn't.
Think you
They
played
didn't
that
say
opening
who
montage?
it was. Oh
Did you play
shit!
that?
I didn't notice it.
Play the opening montage.
I saw Kevin's monologue. I did not notice it.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at you're under pressure now, Sam. Can we be able to get it?
If you play the cold open where he goes live from New York on Saturday night, it'll lead into the opening montage. Yeah. That's a guy. I can't. The guy's voice is so strong. It's you can. I came kind of close.
It really is.
So yeah, I think you probably have to fast forward to the. Is that the cold open?
Following program.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was an ad first.
But I was very proud of that because that guy is hard.
Why'd they ask you to do it?
For whatever reason, he couldn't make the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but from what a lot of people are like, nah, that was him. That was like you fucking nailed it.
It was pretty close.
Damn.
I listened to it this morning. I thought it was pretty close. Yeah.
To introduce Kevin.
Is there anyone? Yeah, Kevin Hart.
I guess it helped hearing him for that many years.
Yeah, we're just waiting for the
14 years
Yeah,
you got to
I
hear.
was around him all the time.
Yeah. Did you ever do it to him No?
I mean, one time
might
he
be
had laryngitis once. Yeah, that'll be it. If you could just fast forward to the end of the cold open.
One of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So, you see?
He does a pretty good Obama,
Back
that
up,
guy.
back up, back up.
Back up.
Sam, please, you're fired.
Back up.
Here we go.
There we go.
We all have to make sacrifices. It will be a difficult road ahead. But trust me, 9 months from now, you won't remember this sequester ever happened. Why? Because there'll be another, way worse financial crisis to deal with. So Godspeed, America. And live from New York, it's Saturday night!
Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Hart.
You poured it on there. That was
Isn't
good.
that trippy?
I didn't notice that when I first saw it. I mean, now that I know, I'm like, oh, okay. But it's fucking damn close, man.
bad.
I did not notice that watching it.
Fairly close. Yeah, I was proud of that one. Yeah.
Is that all he does there? Is this the announcement?
Was that my? Yeah. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, all the
Yeah,
articles,
yeah,
all the
I mean,
articles said it was
Has he been
somebody.
doing it since the very beginning?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's been there. How old is he now?
Fuck, man.
Don't know.
He's got to be well into his 80s at this point.
He's,
The voice of SNL. I mean, what
Yeah.
a fucking, that's a cool gig.
Right from the beginning. He said, Chevy Chase. That's crazy.
Richard Pryor.
Yeah, I mean, it's so weird. Like watching him do like vocal warm ups at SNL.
Oh, yeah?
Like one day he had gotten off the elevator and there was a sign beside the elevator, and he would walk around and read labels from things while he was warming up. He's like, sexual harassment seminar. And he really talks like that, right?
Really?
And that's his voice. Like this coffee really blows. It's no,
Holy.
quite a set of pipes.
Yeah, huh? Very recognizable voice. That's why it's
Has
really
to do
hard
a fucking warm up too. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah,
What color was he when you saw the impression?
orange.
Yeah.
What's the colors thing about again?
Just sees it in colors. I don't understand it, but I've thought of it many times since. It's such an interesting way that the brain
Right.
works.
Yeah.
Who knows? It's just a little game I play with myself to kind of lock in. That's all.
Anyone you're working on trying to perfect
No.
that you, yeah?
No, I like doing Al Sharpton, and
Yeah, that was awesome.
I like doing. I told you the New Orleans cop story last time.
Yeah.
I like doing that guy. That's about it.
Yeah.
What's the best impression of anybody that you've ever seen anyone else do? Like, is there one that you look at and just awe and go, oh, fuck?
Let me think about that for a second. I think Come on, give me a minute, because there's a couple.
Sure, yeah, there's some
I mean,
great ones.
I've seen that and I go, that's the best impression I've ever seen.
Yeah.
How about you? Name someone.
I mean, it's hard. There's so many great ones. I mean, your Sharpton is fucking.
That's dead on.
For the obvious reasons that it sounds like Sharpton, has all his inflections. The fact that you're a white guy doing Sharpton and most black guys can't. That's just an amazing impression.
Yeah, thank you.
I love Jay Moore's Colin. I think is an odd one.
Yeah, that is an
Jay
odd one.
Moore does Colin Quinn.
And it's so
also,
on the ball.
I believe his Christopher Walken.
Of course.
Walken's amazing. But his Colin, I think, is better.
Yeah, it does
Because with Colin, at least with
I never
Walken,
heard him do Colin.
Well, yeah, it's not
really
one he would try
good.
and pull out because everybody would be going, "Who is that?" But it's amazing. His Colin. It's like talking. We had Colin in here once talking to him.
Terrific impression.
Oh, he's fucking he's a psychopath.
Yeah,
And that,
who
there's a
saw
brilliance
that?
with that.
You know,
Is he really? I didn't know that.
Well, yeah, I say that with affection. Jay's nuts.
Yeah,
And he would
Jay's.
tell you that. He's fucking
We
crazy.
love him,
Jay's
but he's
batshit
nuts.
crazy.
Yeah, he's batshit crazy.
Oh yeah. That's
why we all get
talented
along.
motherfucker.
I'm a little bit too.
Of course.
I like the obscure impressions that you know, just out of the way ones.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. God, I know there have been a couple where I look at it and go, wow.
Were there any Rich Little did that you liked, or did you not like him? Was he like a hack when you were a kid, or you respected him?
No, I loved him, and I still love him.
Yeah.
I mean, he did more great impressions than I guess anyone I've ever seen.
He was the go-to guy back in the 70s.
I mean,
every variety show.
I feel like I probably had like 5 or 10 great impressions in my life. I think he probably had 100.
Jeez.
He did a great Carson, He didn't do Clouseau well, and I never forgave him for that. But he did an amazing. He did an amazing Johnny. Oh yeah, you have a Rich Little story, right?
Which one?
Well, who was it you met that brought you up on stage or whatever? Maybe I'm mixing up. With
that was
that was someone else.
Oh, it was someone else. Okay, someone else was at.
No, it was Darrell.
When?
Sure.
When you're first starting out.
Truman Capote?
Who's the performer you stood online to meet?
Oh my God. Who was that, Pal Talk? Tell me. I don't know. He was on the show. Someone brought him up.
Oh, I don't remember.
Truman Capote?
Oh no, that might have been Kevin. No.
Kevin Pollak.
Oh, it's Kevin Pollak.
Okay,
You're right.
he
Sorry,
Rich Little
Darrell.
story.
Kevin Pollak does it.
Sorry,
Shatner.
Speaking of great impressions, how about the Shatner?
Shatner. Kevin Pollak's Shatner.
He's a great
really
welcome
good.
too.
He does a great welcome, but the Shatner
Yeah,
is
Shatner's great.
is not
he has
touchable.
all the inflections.
not really touchable, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's probably awful just as an impressionist being asked about other ones, but I'm always interested in what would impress you as being a fucking.
What would be the number one out there?
Yeah, or which ones you look at and go, everybody likes that.
The guy
It's
that
easy.
played Bush on Mad TV.
Oh, yeah.
Is he the one that died recently?
No, Frank,
Frank Caliendo's great.
Caliendo.
Fabulous.
He's a great impressionist.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
I think his Bush is, I would say, as good as impressions can be.
Yeah, he really does a great fucking George W.
He does a lot of great ones.
Yeah.
Lots of great ones, yeah.
The guy who died, who did him and looked like him recently.
Yeah, he was very good.
You think Caliendo's was better?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's the best Bush I've seen.
The other guy just looked more like
And
him.
as good an impression as I've ever seen. I think Jay Farrow's Stephen A. Smith is wonderful.
Who's Stephen A. Smith?
Commentator on ESPN.
Oh, see, I wouldn't recognize him.
Yeah.
We got Jay doing Colin Quinn for 20 seconds. You want to hear?
Yeah, 20 seconds, yeah.
For Darrell. This is quick.
Yeah, Colin's on the phone and then Jay's in studio.
I think the American people, no matter what, are determined to prove they're not racist.
Stop giggling. Be a professional, for crying out loud.
You know what I'm saying?
Stop talking like that. You know what I'm saying. Yes. Do I have a head injury that nobody told me about? Why wouldn't we know what you're saying? You just had a simple, salient point.
Brilliant.
He gets the words that Colin would use, the way he'd use them.
The way you slide into a salient
mumbling.
It's a mumble slide that Colin does when he talks.
Absolutely brilliant. Unreal.
Colin's hilarious.
Unreal.
Jay gets smarter when he does that impression. Because he's a dumbbell and he does that impression and he's fucking a genius. It's amazing. He gets into a weird mindset. That's what I admire about a great impressionist is when they get into the mindset of the person and you can see them thinking like it's really fucking incredible.
Do you ever imagine that your face looks like the person's face when you do the impression? Do you? Because I've noticed over the years trying to do certain people, it helps to like almost imagine you're making the same mouth or nose, some kind of physical thing. Even though you know you're not looking like the person, but it just to have that image, it kind of helps.
Yeah, sure. I mean, when I was doing them, I always tried to pick up on a couple of mannerisms, physical, facial. Yeah.
Did you ever do one that you didn't believe? Like when you're doing one,
I've done plenty of shitty ones.
and you feel like I'm Darrell, I'm not the person. Like where you just can't.
Plenty of fucking shitty impressions.
Could you give us one example
that you hated?
Oh, fuck, there must be 20.
We asked that knowing you're brilliant. By
I thought the
way,
McCain was bad.
Yeah.
Although I will say this, I did do McCain really well once, and if you can look up McCain old.
McCain old.
Please look that up.
Sure.
Old on SNL with Will Forte as Brian Smith.
All right.
But when my dad died and they had like a soldier's funeral, I could not be. I mean, I was out of my mind. I couldn't do a soldier.
No shit.
I couldn't. You know, his body and voice were affected by what happened to him in war. My dad bonded about being a soldier at the end of it. I didn't want to play him anymore.
Right.
I didn't want to play him. You know, but if you can find McCain old, I didn't. But then when I went back to do him in the fall, I just couldn't pull the trigger again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, she could. That might be it. Is it?
Oh.
No.
Oh, it's such a shame we don't have somebody better than Sam.
Yeah, I know. It really is.
On the computer.
The lady in the horse gag porn would do a better job Googling this.
Sam is notoriously bad.
And in fairness, I did do him well one time.
Yeah.
Will Forte played Brian Williams. It had Amy Poehler in it, Fred Armisen.
The trouble, like the hardest part, I believe, would be something that's topical, because obviously it's SNL. You got to be topical. A news story happens, and then they tell you, "Hey, do this guy."
Yeah,
and that's got to be frightening.
Yeah, like when I tried to play Mitch McConnell, it was like
didn't work.
I was like, I know how much. You know, I had like no time.
Yeah.
I mean, I've since regretted that because I felt like I got to do a pretty decent one. Yeah.
Obviously, the Donald Trump was fucking amazing too. That was so much fun to watch.
But that wasn't like very accurate. That was, like,
but it was so
exaggeration.
Sometimes that's better than an accurate,
great mockery
depiction, because it was so fucking.
And
funny.
when I did Sean Connery, that was an exaggeration.
You're right. Yeah.
You're getting so close, dude.
Sam's almost got it.
I mean, that's it. Here it is.
Is that it?
Yeah. Now just tell me if this is not.
But every page is like
a pretty good McCain.
What?
That's where the video was at one point.
Oh, come on, Sam.
You're breaking everything. Stop breaking it, Sam.
You suck.
Oh, man.
Sam, you're fired.
It was pretty good. In fact, I had lots of compliments on it. But then when I came back in the fall, I was like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, that's
so what I did was, rather than imitate the sounds that came from his physical abuse in war, I just came up with another version of him that was good enough to be funny, but it really wasn't very satisfying.
Wow.
And especially to people who had seen me do it the first time.
It's got to be so weird to change doing an impression.
Yeah.
You know what works.
No, I mean, there's no question about it. It's weird. Oh, come on, man.
Sam,
they may
you
have
are
pulled the video.
You are fucking this whole thing up,
NBC
Sam.
may have pulled
You're
it.
brilliant that you could even find that.
Oh, Sam.
You called him brilliant.
He is so not brilliant.
No, he's really not.
I actually have it on my phone.
Blithering.
Yeah, we
idiot.
could play it through your phone.
You could?
Yeah.
Oh, man, yeah.
No, just put the phone up to the mic. It's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We don't care.
So we do it all the time.
We've done it.
Works perfectly. Sam.
By the way, Darrell Hammond, as he finds the video, will be at Caroline's Friday and Saturday. Tomorrow and Saturday at Caroline's. 212-757-4100 for Darrell Hammond tickets.
Coming up.
Sam's doing a perfect impression of a shitty producer.
Yeah.
It's like spot on.
He's actually crazy.
If there was a guy named Cunt Who Can't Google, this would be the greatest impression of him ever
Yes,
done by
it's
anybody.
wonderful.
Come on, you guys, McCain old, please.
Oh, man. I want to see this now, too.
Oh, man.
God damn it.
Come on.
No?
You don't do
no,
commercials, though.
No, we're finishing.
Nah, yeah, we're
just about done, but
we're at 10 o'clock. We're done.
All right, oh man, I guess I screwed it up. Come on, I'll try.
Oh, don't, you know something?
It didn't
don't
happen.
worry about
It didn't happen.
You could just do it. You could just, find it. Take your time.
Kingston Pete says Jay Farrow, now on SNL, does a great Denzel.
Oh, really?
Denzel Washington.
I can't find it. Sorry.
Oh,
Dean
man.
Edwards did a great Denzel, too.
Yeah,
I thought Dean Edwards was underused. Like he's a funny guy, man. His impressions were really. Because Chris Rock was great.
Oh, he's wonderful, and a great Michael Jackson too.
Yeah, but not a hacky Michael Jackson.
Oh,
like
and Sidney Poitier was beautiful.
Did he do Poitier?
Yeah, he did a beautiful Poitier. I don't know if it ever made it on the air, but he did. Yeah, very talented young man.
Yeah.
Are we wrapping?
Oh man, yeah. I guess.
All right,
I guess we are, Sam. Well, you ruined the end of the show, Sam.
No, you're brilliant.
You're brilliant.
You even got close to finding that thing. Obviously, it's been pulled.
Oh, man.
Well, Darrell's at Caroline's tomorrow and Saturday.
Yes.
Great comic, of course. We don't need to tell you that. 212-757-4100 if you want to see the great Darrell Hammond.
Yes.
And get the paperback book. It's a fascinating book.
I love the book.
Or buy the hardcover. Whatever you
I read
want.
it in like 2 days.
Fascinating book.
It was a quick read.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks
so
for
much.
Page turner, as they like to
That's
say.
good. It's a short book.
No, page turner, as they say in the biz.
Thank you.
Oh.
I really liked it.
And I'll be in North Carolina tonight, tomorrow, and Saturday in Charlotte
Safe trip, Jimmy.
at the Comedy Zone. Unless my plane crashes and I'm killed.
We were supposed to have Don King today, but it didn't happen, I guess.
Oh, man.
Said he was sleeping late.
He was sleeping
They
in.
didn't
Don
say
King.
that, but
Oh, look, that is a good impression. He put it on the TV.
Wow, you look just like him.
Thank you very much.
What a coincidence.
I know.
He just
Tommy
pops
Kane
up on the TV.
MSNBC. Darrell Hammond, thank you. We're done for today.
Yes.
Tomorrow we
thank you.
have Jim Jeffries coming in, and who else?
I'm so jealous. I'm going to be gone.
man.
Terrence Howard's here tomorrow.
Yeah, Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard, that's right.
Tears that I'm missing.
And then David Lee Roth on Monday.
Oh, my God. That should
Beautiful.
be fun.
Yes.
DLR.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.